winter has really arrived, and it's come with a vengeance. Really cold temperatures. And I thought, do all of you know how to handle frostbite when it occurs? Or frost nip? Well, I thought I'd share a recent incident of frost nip that I myself experienced, and then go over the old wives' tales and how you really should handle frost nip and frostbite. So I live in Michigan, and for some reason we generally often just run outside to do something or go to our car, go to the shopping mart. We don't actually do up our coat, right? In it, I have gloves, I have earmuffs, but you know, that's for when I really need it, right? Well, this was a Sunday morning, and I didn't check temperatures or anything. I'm just going out to do the chickens and the rabbit. And yes, I was still in my nightgown. So, yep, here I am. I have my nightgown. I put on some socks and shoes, but I did put on my coat and do a couple snaps because it felt a little cold out there. And it was cold, but I didn't realize how cold. So I walked through about 4 inches of fresh snow with my shoes. Yes, I go through a pair of shoes every winter because I have boots, but again, I rarely put them on. So it took me a lot longer to do the chickens and the rabbit because the water pump wasn't working and a variety of reasons. So by the time I trudge back in, I realized I'm not feeling my fingertips at all, and it's, you know, it's hurting, right? What's going on here? Well, I go in, I look, my fingers are really red, and I realize I've got the beginning of frostbite, which is called frost nip. And the reason why was it was 12 degrees below zero. Good to check temperature before you go outside. And the wind chill was negative 25 degrees below zero. Well, you can get frostbite within a half hour at those temperatures. Now, I wasn't out that long, so I just had the beginning of frost nip. But I thought I'd share with you, what do you do when that occurs? Now, what is frostbite? Well, basically, you're out in the cold too long, and your blood can even form crystals in it. You know, you're freezing, and your circulation is having problems. And what happens is that can kill off your tissue. And frostbite can occur just on the surface of your skin, or even go deep into the tissue and into your muscle and bone, which is very, very serious. And when you get the really bad frostbite, you can get blisters, infection can form. Here's a picture. You can see how the fingertips are turning completely black. Not a good sign. And in worst cases, you might have to have the afflicted area actually amputated. Now, frostbite generally occurs between exposed areas. So, you know, your ears, your nose, your fingers, your toes, even your cheeks and your chin, that's generally what's going to be affected first, because your body has a way of regulating. If it's really cold outside, it's sending more blood supply to your core area, and so it kind of leaves your extremities. And that's why you can get frostbite in your extremities faster. Now, certain people can get frostbite faster. Children will get frostbite faster than adults because their body loses warmth faster. And those that have diabetes, heart problems, circulatory problems, or even on beta blockers will also get frostbite faster. Now, one of the things you want to be careful about is if you wear metal jewelry. For instance, if you have metal earrings in that earlobe, you can get frostbite in that ear a lot quicker. Now, I don't wear any jewelry, so that's not a worry for me, but it is something for you to think about. Symptoms of frostbite is your skin can turn yellow or white, you have numbness or actually feeling pins and needles, and your skin can actually even go a waxy appearance. And in advanced cases, the skin is hard and very cold to the touch, and it may turn black. There are 3 stages of frostbite. The first one is frost nip, and that's what I had. Your skin can get a little pale, it can go red and feel extremely cold. The next case is superficial or mild frostbite, And that's when the reddened skin may turn partially white, and that's when ice crystals are starting to form. And the skin might actually feel warm to you. Not a good sign. Severe frostbite is when that frostbite has went beyond your skin, beyond your blood, into your tissue below and the bone below. And that can be very serious. With advanced treatment though, very often they can save a limb, but sometimes you actually need to have the area amputated. So how do we actually treat frost nip and frostbite? Well, in the past they used to say to rub snow on the afflicted area, or beat it, or immerse it in cold water. But that is not the treatment method today. Now, when I came in having that frost nip, not even thinking, I turned on the water tap to warm water and soaked my fingertips, my whole hand. And I did that for a period of time. Without knowing it, that was the correct procedure for frost nip. And some people say you should do that for 30 minutes. Well, while I'm doing it, I'm getting, not just pins and needles. You get sharp, like pain stabs in your fingertips. You really feel it. But that is how you would treat frost nip. Now, what if you have stage 2, stage 3 frostbite? Don't treat it yourself. Go to the hospital. What they're using now is a quick immersion in warm water to hot water, and they have it regulated and they have a procedure for it. And because of these new methods, a lot of people do not end up having amputations from severe frostbite. I should also say you're not supposed to use a heating pad if you have frost nip or beginnings of frostbite. Unfortunately, when you have this, your area is numb and it can't feel burning, so you have to be careful. If you get too close to a fire, you might actually be burning that area on top of having frostbite. For those that have had severe frostbite, even if it wasn't causing tissue damage, it can leave them with hypersensitivity to cold, aching in their joints, and other problems that will last the rest of their lifetime. How do you prevent it? You don't go around like this. Okay, right now I think it's 7 degrees outside, 7 degrees Fahrenheit above zero. Really, I'm not that cold, but I got a hood, so why am I not using it? I got gloves in my pocket. Use that. Do up my coat. I mean, you get the idea. And the thing is that you want to be in layers. Of course, wool is good because if you get any part of your body wet, frostbite will happen even faster because you will lose warmth from your body faster. The heat goes up. So wool is good, but there's a lot of wicking material and a lot of different things available. And of course, if you're doing any hiking or anything, they tell you to wear layers. That's the best way to go. But be smart. Don't be like me. Check the temperature before you go out. Make sure you have the supplies with you, which I did, but I didn't use them. And in my car, I always have supplies. I actually have an extra winter jacket and boots in my car because I might run out without a jacket. Because, hey, I'm only going here into a heated car. Why do I need a jacket? Because your car might break down. Winter's here, enjoy it. But be smart about frostbite, especially with these unusually cold temperatures we've been having. Now, if you have pets, they can get frostbite too, so be careful. As you know, I have chickens and I have a rabbit. They're kept outside. They do have, of course, a coop and a hutch, but it is not warmed. And they still are okay in 12 degree or more, under zero weather. They have gotten used to it. I do not warm the area. But you always want to check on your animals. If you think there's any chance of getting frostbite, take them to the vet. Make sure they're okay. Now, I just have to leave you with something. My granddaughter was over when we had the really cold weather, and she said, why can't we go sledding? I said, oh, honey, it's 12 degrees below zero. We can't go out in that kind of weather. And then she just kind of looks at me, and she gives that kind of stare where it's like, kind of like the kids realizing, do adults really know what they're talking about? And she looks at me and goes, Grandma, doesn't zero mean nothing? I go, well, yeah. And she goes, how can you be 12 below nothing? I'll leave you with that thought. This is Potpourri saying, please subscribe, and stay warm. Thumbs up if you like this video.